Welcome to the podcast, where a passion meets purpose and limits are challenged. I'm your host, Eleonora Gendelman. Let's start bending reality. Welcome back to Bending Reality. Last week, we explored a simple but life-changing idea. Your reality reflects your identity. Today, I want to take it one step further, because even if you know exactly who you want to become, why is it still so difficult to change? Why do we keep falling into the same habits, the same reactions, the same relationships, the same fears, the same patterns? The answer isn't a lack of motivation. And it certainly isn't a lack of discipline. More often than not, it's your nervous system. One of the biggest misconceptions I hear is that transformation starts with mindset. Mindset matters, but mindset alone isn't enough because your body will always try to return to what feels familiar, not necessarily what feels good. What feels familiar? That's an important distinction. Our nervous system is designed to keep us alive, not to help us achieve our dreams. Its first priority is survival, and survival loves certainty, even when that certainty isn't serving us anymore. This is why people stay in jobs they dislike, relationships that no longer align, habits they desperately want to change, not because they are weak, because uncertainty feels dangerous to the nervous system. I have seen this countless times over the last 9 years teaching yoga and coaching. People often think they are afraid of handstand, but they're not. They're afraid of uncertainty. They are afraid of letting go. They are afraid of not being in control. The handstand simply reveals what already exists. It becomes a mirror. I have worked with people who were physically strong enough to balance upside down on day one. Their shoulders were strong, their mobility was excellent, their technique was good. But the moment their feet left the floor, their breathing changed, their body stiffened. Their nervous system interpreted that position as danger. So even though their muscles were capable, their body wasn't available. And I think life works exactly the same way. How many opportunities have we pulled away from, not because we couldn't do them, but because they felt unfamiliar? Starting a business, leaving a relationship, moving countries, having an honest conversation, asking for help, speaking on stage. None of those things are just mental. They are physiological. That's why I often say your breath is one of the most powerful tools you have, because breath is communication with the nervous system. When I teach handstands, I'm rarely coaching balance first. I'm coaching breathing. Because if your breathing becomes chaotic, everything else follows. Your shoulders tighten, your grip changes, your attention narrows. You stop listening to your body. You react instead of responding. And that is true far beyond handstands. It's true in difficult conversations. It's true in business. It's true in relationships. It's true in leadership. Breath creates space. And in that space, you regain choice. There's a beautiful quote from Viktor Frankl: between stimulus and response, there is a space. That space changes everything. When we react automatically, we are often repeating old conditioning. But when we create space, we can choose. Neuroscience shows that chronic stress literally changes how your brain processes information. When we are in survival mode, the brain prioritizes detecting threats. That's incredibly useful if you're running from danger. Not so useful when you are trying to create or build a business or solve a problem or connect deeply with another human being. A dysregulated nervous system doesn't just change how you feel. It changes what you notice. It changes what you believe is possible. It changes the decisions you make. Have you ever noticed that the exact same problem feels completely different after a good night's sleep, or after a walk, or after a yoga class? The problem didn't necessarily change. Your state did. and your state changed your perception. That's why I'm so passionate about embodiment. We spend so much time trying to think our way into a new life. Sometimes we need to breathe our way there instead. Move our way there. Feel our way there. I experienced this very deeply during a 10-day Vipassana meditation course. 10 days without speaking, without music, without reading, without writing, without distractions. At first, it was incredibly uncomfortable. My mind wanted stimulation, entertainment, answers. But slowly something shifted. I started observing my thoughts instead of becoming them. I noticed sensations arise and disappear. Emotions come and go. Stories forming in my mind and dissolving again. I realized that I am not every thought I think. I don't have to react to every emotion. I don't have to believe every fear. There's awareness behind all of it. And the more I practiced observing, the more freedom I experienced. That experience completely changed the way I coach. Today, when someone tells me, I'm anxious, I'm overwhelmed, I don't know what to do, my first question usually isn't, what are you thinking? It's what is happening in your body right now? Where do you feel it? What happens to your breathing? What happens to your shoulders? What happens to your jaw? Because awareness creates choice, and choice creates transformation. So here's something I'd love for you to try today. The next time you notice yourself feeling stressed, pause. Do not immediately solve the problem. Instead, take one slow breath in through your nose. Let your exhale be slightly longer than your inhale. Again, slow inhale, long exhale. Then simply ask yourself, what feels true right now? Not what am I afraid of? Not what if everything goes wrong? Just what feels true. Often you will notice that beneath all the noise, there is clarity. Your nervous system settles, your body softens, your mind becomes more creative. Solutions begin to appear, not because you have forced them, but because you have become available to see them. One of my favorite reminders is this. You don't create your life from your thoughts alone. You create it from the state you are living in most consistently. And that is good news because your state is trainable, just like strength, just like flexibility, just like balance. Every breath is practice. Every meditation is practice. Every difficult conversation is practice. Every handstand is practice. Every moment of awareness is strengthening a new version of you. So today, before you move on with your day, I would like to leave you with 3 questions. When do I feel most alive? What state am I practicing every day without realizing it? And what would change if I protected my inner state as carefully as I protect my calendar? Take one more slow breath. Feel your feet on the ground, relax your shoulders, unclench your jaw. Notice that in this moment, you are safe. And from that place, ask yourself, what do I choose to become today? Thank you for being here. And until next time, keep bending your reality. If you found this episode valuable, please rate, review, and share with someone who would benefit as well. Thank you for choosing yourself, doing the work, and creating change. Keep living with purpose.